the desert rain frog. And if you're thinking, hold on, I don't care about the desert rain frog, maybe this will change your mind.
This desert rain frog. It sounds like a dog toy. But actually, this is the sonorous war cry of a very angry frog.
And that's what it sounds like when it's mad. How does it sound when it's happy? What a frog! Won't it be fun to learn more about that tonight? I mean, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to do that because our actual main story tonight is about lethal injection. That's right, that's right. Only 3 more episodes with the greatest lead-in in modern television history, and I'm burning one of them on lethal injections. And the reason I'm doing that is it's a subject that doesn't come up very much because, frankly, no one wants it to. For some reason, lethal injections aren't something that people want to think about. But they happen frequently in America. There was one in Georgia just 3 nights ago. And before we go any further, I know that there are differing views on the death penalty. Some believe it's a deterrent to crime. Some believe it's righteous justice. And some, like Wyoming State Senator Lynn Hutchings, believe it's justified for the weirdest possible reason.
The greatest man who ever lived died via the death penalty for you and for me. I'm grateful to him for a future hope because of this. If it wasn't for Jesus dying via the death penalty, we would all have no hope.
So wait. Your argument for the death penalty is that it got us a Jesus once. Maybe one day if we kill enough people, we'll get another one? Is that it? We'll get a bonus Jesus? Let's just keep rolling the dice. Papa needs a new pair of Jesuses. Now, for the record, so you know, my personal view on the death penalty is a little different to that in that I don't think it should exist whatsoever. There's actually no proof it has an effect on bringing down crime. It's technically more expensive to execute someone than it is to keep them in prison for life, and I'd argue it's wrong. It's a wrong, bad thing administered by amateurs. And unfortunately, we're very much not under the best of circumstances. And to understand why that's true, I'm afraid you're going to have to understand some of the specifics of how lethal injections work. While the actual protocol varies from state to state, most administer drugs in 3 steps. First, they give an anaesthetic to put the inmate to sleep. Second, a paralytic to stop the limbs from moving around. There's actually no medical reason for that. It's just for the benefit of the people watching so that they won't see a body flail or convulse as the third drug initiates cardiac arrest. And the really important thing to understand here is that the second and third drug in this procedure are both in their own ways horrifying. The third drug apparently feels like fire being poured into your veins. And even the second drug, the one, remember, that's only for the benefit of onlookers, is nightmarish if you are not completely knocked out.
If the inmate is not unconscious and the inmate receives a second drug that paralyzes the muscles, that is a horrible, horrible situation where you are awake, but you cannot move, you cannot breathe. So you have this sensation of suffocating, essentially. And you can't communicate to anybody that this is happening.
Yeah, you could be fully aware, feel like you're suffocating, but unable to move or communicate while fire is about to be injected into your veins. And this somehow qualifies as more humane than an electric chair, which seems pretty debatable at best. It's like saying, what I'm trying to say here is, if the thing that's making you comfortable with lethal injection is that it's humane, it isn't. Because the fundamental fact to understand about lethal injection is it is a show. It is designed not to minimise the pain of people being executed, but to maximise the comfort of those who want to support the death penalty without confronting the reality of it, which is that it's violent and it's brutal and it's never going to be anything other than that. And you might say, well, I don't care what happens to death row inmates. They're bad people. But I would argue that lethal injection isn't about who they are. It's about who we are.